I want to talk to you about something really important in ARFID treatment, anxiety, and how we can help you reduce it over time with a technique called exposure therapy. So to help you understand this, I'm going to introduce you to something called an anxiety curve. So we're going to look at what happens when we avoid food as well. So when we avoid food, that makes us anxious, whether because of texture, taste, fear of negative consequences, like choking, being sick. Okay, our anxiety spikes at first. When you stay away from these foods, you might feel relief. So it goes down because you're avoiding the thing that makes you uncomfortable. Really intelligent, natural for all of us to avoid things that make us feel uncomfortable. But here is the tricky part. So the more you avoid those foods, the more your brain starts to associate them with danger, making the anxiety even stronger. Avoidance is anxiety's favorite person or favorite friend, best friend. Each time you avoid anything, really, you're reinforcing the belief that there's something to be afraid of. So here's what an anxiety curve looks like when we avoid foods. The graph shows that when you avoid a feared food, your anxiety increases over time. Every time you avoid that food, the anxiety spikes again, reinforcing that fear. This makes it harder to face the food the next time it's in front of you, and the cycle continues. Now, let's look at what happens when you take the brave step of exposing yourself to that fear of food. Okay, so let's look at how exposure potentially reduces anxiety over time. So when you begin exposure therapy, you're intentionally eating or interacting with foods and things that make you feel anxious. At first, your anxiety will shoot up, but that is totally normal. You might feel nervous, uncomfortable, worried, just like you expect. But something powerful starts to happen when you stick with it. Over time, that anxiety will start to come down. The more you practice these feared foods, the more you practice eating, the less anxiety you will feel. I promise, because your brain is learning that there's no real danger. This is what we call habituation. So your body and brain start getting used to food and you start to feel calmer. So facing feared foods through exposure therapy is a key part of this course and ARFID treatment. By practicing eating foods that make you anxious over and over and over and over again, you're slowly retraining your brain to realize that these foods are safe. It's important to remember that anxiety will go up. If you stick with it, it will come back down. If you sit through it, sit with that discomfort, you will learn that your anxiety doesn't stay up forever. It does come down. And that's how the anxiety curve works. So I know this can feel overwhelming, but remember, we're taking it step by step. You don't have to face your biggest fear and all of them all at once. We'll work on gradually introducing new foods. And as you do, you'll start to notice your anxiety decreasing. Promise. Each time you face a feared food and see that your worst fears do not come true, hopefully they won't, and they most likely won't, they definitely won't, the anxiety will hold less power over you. Little by little, you'll build confidence and start to experience freedom in the areas of your life that ARFID has taken over. If you're feeling uncertain or stuck along the way, that's completely normal. Recovery from ARFID is a journey, and you don't have to do it alone. So if you need any extra support, consider booking a session with myself. I can guide you through these anxiety-reducing techniques.